Tokyo. This is Daisuke, and how are you all doing today, my dear friends? It is now December 2018, and I don't know what it's like where you are, but here in Tokyo it's getting a little bit cold, so I hope all of you stay warm and are happy and healthy and well. I'd like to share with you, if I may, right now, a really lovely comment that I've received a few days ago. Now, one of the great things about doing YouTube is the opportunity that it provides me to engage and have discussions and conversations with you. And I can do that through a number of ways. For example, if you leave a comment and if I'm able to respond in kind, then I will usually try to do that. And oftentimes there have been a lot of really interesting points that have been made. And so I'm really grateful for the points and the comments that you have been sharing with me. It's been quite an enlightening experience, I must say. Really nice thing about YouTube. And among the really great comments that I received, I got one that was so cool that I just wanted to share it with you. And this is from a viewer whose name is Mr. Isaac Dunn. So again, Mr. Isaac Dunn. So hello, Isaac. How are you doing? It's been a real pleasure talking with you so far, and I look forward to our continuing conversations going forward. But you, Isaac, you left a really great comment, and you allowed me to, you said that it was okay for me to share it with the rest of the people here. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to read out the comment. And this is what you said. So you said, Dear Daisuke, I would like to share with you the life-changing experience I had last night. So yesterday, I watched Tokyo Story for the very first time, and I was actually chilled to the bone with its brilliance, and I was in tears by the end of it. I watched it 3 times in a row, as I loved it so much. It has now become my favorite film of all time, and I am in awe of Yasujiro Ozu. This was my first experience of Ozu, and I am so happy that there is a fountain of gold for me to watch, as he made so many films. Immediately after the first viewing, I ordered the 2 Eclipse series box sets and the Criterion Tokyo Story release of the film. I just wanted to share with you a story about the magic of cinema and where I am on my film journey. Anyway, so thank you very much, Isaac, for this absolutely magnificent comment. This made me so happy when I read this for the first time, and so I wanted to share it with you all. And Isaac, so the film that you were talking about and that you said that you later ordered the Criterion version of, which is this one, right? So this is Tokyo Story. This is a film that I have spoken about very briefly in, I think, a 5 by Criterion video that I made some time back. And so this is one that I feel like I've spoken about a little bit, but I could go on for a long time. And so one day I will discuss this in great detail because, like you, Isaac, this film is something that means quite a lot to me. And it is an incredibly moving experience. I'm quite impressed, Isaac, by the way, that you have said here that you were in tears by the end of your watching of the film, and then you say, I watched it 3 times in a row as I loved it so much. Now that is incredibly impressive, Isaac, I must say. Watching it 3 times in a row is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well done indeed. This is very impressive, Isaac. I'm so impressed. And then you say that you got the 2 Ozu Eclipse series box sets. So you say here 2 Eclipse box sets, but let me just be clear here. I understand that there are 3 box sets. So the first one is this one, which is Late Ozu. There we go. Late Ozu. So this is Eclipse series set number 3. And as you can see, it has early spring, Tokyo twilight, equinox flower, late autumn, and the end of summer. So this is a magnificent set. If you liked Tokyo Story, then I am positive that you will fall in love with all of the films in this set. They are somewhat different, I should say, and there's one film or a couple films in particular, I should say, that are quite striking in the context of Ozu's filmography. But I think that is all a part of the brilliance of this particular set. So there's Late Ozu, which is Eclipse series set number 3. Then there is Silent Ozu, 3 family comedies, which is I love this set so much. This has Tokyo Chorus, I Was Born But, and Passing Fancy. So this is Eclipse series set number 10, and this is also one that's highly recommended. Maybe you're speaking of this one, I'm not sure, but if not, then I would strongly suggest getting this as well. Ozu had, as you point out rightly, a very long career, and part of that career involves silent films, so the earlier part of that career, or the first half of that career. So this is a series of films that are great examples of the brilliance of the earlier part of his career, so highly recommended. Then there's this, which is Eclipse series set number 42, which is Silent Ozu, 3 crime dramas. So this has Walk Cheerfully, That Night's Wife, and Dragnet Girl. So again, here is another aspect of the earlier part of Ozu's filmography career. And again, this is another silent film phase, but this is a different kind of film than we're probably used to anyway. So this is also strongly recommended. This is just a dynamite set, filled with surprises, just filled with great surprises and a wonderful richness. Highly recommended. So these are the 3 box sets that I am aware of at this time that are available in the Criterion Eclipse series with respect to Yasujiro Ozu. So, excuse me. So perhaps you might be referring to these. If so, I highly recommend that you look into those. As for other releases in the Criterion collection, individual releases, I could go, for example, I could recommend to you, let's see here. Let's start with the DVDs. So this is Spine number 232. So this has 2 films in it. This is a double disc DVD set. This is A Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds. This is quite a gem in the Criterion collection. I love this set of films so much. It is an earlier DVD, and so I'm not sure what the status is. Maybe it's available through a streaming service, but again, if you're interested, Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds, highly recommended. Next, there is this DVD, which is Spine number 240. I love this film so much. It's Early Summer. This is a lovely film with the great Setsuko Hara, and you'll recognize her immediately if you have seen Tokyo Story. So this is another lovely film. As I say, if you get into Tokyo Story that much, then I'm positive that you will love this film as well, Isaac. So this is strongly recommended too. You say you're on your Ozu journey already, so you're probably getting as many of the Ozu films as you can. So anyway, Early Summer is one of them. This is also DVD only, but again, highly recommended. Next is this one, which is The Only Son and There Was a Father. Now this is a box set. The box itself is Spine number 524. So The films are, here we go, The Only Son, which is spy number 525 from 1936. This is Ozu's first sound film or talkie film. And here is There Was a Father from 1942. These are, of course, DVDs. Oh, I'm sorry. This is spy number 526, yes. These are, of course, DVDs. So, but don't let that stop you, because these are very strong films. They are quite crucial films, I would say, in the context of Ozu's filmography. But also they are very fascinating in the context of Japanese history, the time that they're coming out, 1936 and 1942. So if you know your world history, then you'll probably realize that these years are quite crucial and in many ways tumultuous years in Japanese history. So it's very interesting to see these films come out at this particular time. And they are quite moving in many ways. So I would not hesitate at all in recommending these films to you. So these are the DVDs that, as far as I'm aware, in terms of Criterion release, only come in this box set. So your only chance of getting these in terms of the Criterion releases are in this box set, so not individually as far as I'm aware. But don't let that stop you, because this box set is a gem, a true gem. So Isaac, please, for your consideration, The Only Son and There Was a Father box set. And then let me go over the Blu-rays that are in the Criterion collection. So the first one here is this one, Spy number 84. This is a lovely, lovely family comedy called Good Morning. And so if you are going to, well, I should say that this is a charming film, and it is light, and it is very joyous, and it is also so Ozu. And I think it never fails to put a smile on my face. So, Good Morning. I think you would love this so much, Isaac. Ohayo is the Japanese title. Anyway, Good Morning for your consideration. This is, of course, a Blu-ray, and it's quite a fine presentation, if I do say so myself. So, Good Morning. Next is from 1962. This is Spy number 446, An Autumn Afternoon. This is Ozu's last film before he passed away. And so in many ways, it could be seen as a kind of culmination or summing up of his career. But actually, it does feel, although it does feel partially like that, it also stands on its own two legs as its own entity, as it were, in terms of work in Ozu's filmography. So you can really sense that Ozu was still working on themes that were very familiar to him, as seen in his past works. But this has an energy and a kind of a progress of narrative all its own. And it's a lovely film for it. An Autumn Afternoon. You really have to see this one, Isaac. It's strongly recommended. Anyway, for your consideration, An Autumn Afternoon. And last, but certainly not least, is Spy number 331, Late Spring. Now, this is another film that I have spoken about in a previous video, 5 by Criterion, I think. But this is one for the ages. Now, Isaac, you and I have spoken subsequently, I think, and you have asked me about what film you should watch next of Ozu. You've said you've seen Tokyo Story, of course, so you asked the question, what should you see next? And I responded by saying you should watch Late Spring. This is the film for me. I think that it seals the deal. It solidifies the importance of Ozu in the context of the Criterion collection, and also in the context of world cinema as a whole, because this shows his true power. All of his other films, of course, show his power, but for me, I think this is the one. This is the one for me, and that's saying quite a lot, because there are so many summits. There are so many Mount Everests in Ozu's filmography, in my personal opinion. But of the Mount Everests that are in his filmography, this is the Mount Everest of Mount Everests. And you say that Isaac, you said that you saw Tokyo Story and you cried at the end. Well, I would not be surprised, my friend, if you had a similar reaction upon finishing watching this film for the first time, because it could potentially have the same effect upon you. It is that moving. Believe me, it is incredibly moving, and one of the great film watching experiences I know that you will have. So, late spring. Please, maybe you've seen it already, but just in case, I urge you to watch this, and please explore it and engage with it. And I hope that you find much to love in this film, just as I love this film. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about this and any of the other Ozu films that I've showcased here as part of the Criterion Collection's Ozu offerings. Now, of course, the Criterion Collection is not the be-all, end-all of cinema. I've said this before, so you can find Ozu films that aren't available in the Criterion Collection through other labels, through other means, and I encourage you to do so. But just for the sake of brevity, I suppose, and for the sake of creating some kind of theme, I do like to talk about Criterion Collection titles. So these have been the Ozu films that are available in the Criterion Collection. So Isaac, my dear friend Isaac, you who have loved Tokyo Story so much, I hope there have been some titles here that strike your fancy. And if so, I'd love to hear your comments going forward about how you react to these films by Yasujiro Ozu as you watch them. I would really love to hear your insights, because you always have such keen insights, my friend. And I always enjoy listening to your comments or reading your comments. And through that, I always tend to learn something new. And I try to follow your example and maintain as much enthusiasm as possible. So thank you very much for your comment, and also providing a really nice example for me about how to be an enthusiastic film lover. So Isaac, you did a really good job here with this comment. So I want to thank you very much again, my friend. It really made me very happy to read this. So thank you. Anyway, my friends, let me end there. I'm so sorry. I think I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to be going to bed very soon. And so, again, I hope you are all doing very well. And please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. And please keep watching a lot of great films. And please have a great rest of your day. Until we meet again, my friends. Cheers.